Hello everyone. Today we're out for another test ride. Today we're riding the FTR 1200. It's a 2020 model and it's the race replica. And it's a pretty cool bike. You know, the stock exhaust comes on it. It's not real loud, pretty mellow. One thing I did notice right away was the suspension is fairly stiff, which for a bike that's supposed to be, you know, ridden spiritedly, you can kind of see why it would be. You wouldn't want to be pushing the bike and having to be bottoming out all the time. So you know, everything's got its trade-offs. Another thing I noticed right off the bat was the front brakes are very strong. This thing has super good brakes on it. And you could definitely push this thing if you really wanted to. Right at first here, I'm just riding in the standard mode. The guy that takes care of the bikes and brings them over to the dealers said try it with that one, and later on go ahead and switch it into race mode. I believe it is. It's either race or sport. I'm not sure which. But there is a big difference, and you'll see that later in the video. The transmission on this bike is just butter smooth. I mean, you just touch that gear, shift lever, and it slips right into gear. No misshifts or anything. Clutch pulls really nice on it, and clutch engagement's really good. Seems to handle the turns fairly well. It does seem just a little top heavy, you know, it's not quite sport bike-ish, but you definitely can feel that you're up on a taller bike when you're going around the corners. Nothing to be concerned about or anything. It's just the nature of the beast with the way that the bike's built. So right now I'm in sport, or in standard mode, as you said. I got on the throttle there a little bit, and it kind of laid down on me, so I think I might have got into the wheelie mitigation right there. It has a program built in that keeps you from getting the front wheel up on it, and I twisted the throttle, not real hard, but just a good hard twist, and the motor kind of revved up and then laid down a little bit, so I think I might have got into that. And I know that does come into play when you're in the standard mode, and when you take it and put it into race mode, I believe all that goes away. I'm not sure about the traction control and all that kind of stuff, if it goes away or not, but I heard that the wheelie mitigation does. The seating position on the bike, I would say when you're just straddling the bike with your feet down, it feels almost like a dual sport, the way the handlebars are and stuff, the handlebars versus seat position. But as soon as you put your feet on the pegs, it turns into more of a sport bike. The pegs are fairly high and pretty well rearward on this, so it kind of leans you forward a little bit. But I think on the other models they actually have the foot pegs in a different location, so it might change that feel a little bit and let you stretch your legs out. You are a little bit cramped on this bike, and if you're gonna go for any long ride, I think it might wear on you a little bit. This is a good road to test the suspension. There's quite a few good bumps in it, you know, typical country road, not the smoothest thing. The manhole covers are pretty deep, and whenever I'm kind of test riding these things, I kind of hit the bumps just to see how it reacts. There was no deflection or anything when I hit the sharp edges of that manhole cover, and so the bike's really stable, but it is stiff. We're about to get on the freeway, and this will give us a chance to kind of stretch this thing's legs and see what it's got, and so we'll check the acceleration there. I've got the speedo in view on this one, so watch that. I'm only twisting the throttle about halfway, not really putting it all the way to the stop. Not sure how many miles are on this bike, and I really don't want to reef on it too hard. It's not mine. So, but as you can see, we're right up to 80 miles an hour, which is the speed on the freeway here, and it just cruises right along. It does have quite a bit of wind blowing against you, seeing as it has no windshield or fairing or anything. But actually, with your seating position and stuff, it really doesn't act like it's trying to push you off the back of the bike. I actually feel more wind pressure when I'm riding the Springfield without the windshield. Not sure if you caught that there, but I did a little roll on, and it got right up to speed. Like if you were doing a pass, it didn't take much to get it there. I'll throw in a picture of the sticker that was on the bike that shows you what it costs and what it came with right here. Alright, I'm going to be switching with the ride modes here so we can kind of move stuff around. I just put it into the race mode just by toggling that little toggle over there on the throttle side and touching the screen. Popped it right in, just that easy. You just have to be off the throttle when it just get it to switch. And I'm not sure if you can hear there, but it's got a little more throaty sound. The throttle seems to come in just a little bit harder and a little bit quicker. Well, we're back off the freeway and back in town here, and this will give us a chance to see how the race mode works, just coming off the line and things like that. As you can see, it builds speed pretty quick without a lot of throttle, and definitely gives it a little throatier sound. You can really hear the exhaust moving in the air box on this. So just watch as we turn the corner here. I'll kind of snap the throttle a little bit. Just watch that speedometer and see how quick it builds. Right there, I'm not sure if the wheel came off the ground, but if it did, and it came darn close, and there was none of that wheelie mitigation. It didn't feel like I didn't feel the motor lay down or anything when I hit the throttle there. So it's spunky. So if you're looking for a bike that a naked sport bike, I guess, for lack of a better term, this FTR might fit the bill for you. It's definitely a sportier seating position than your standard cruiser or anything. Your feet are back, you're kind of up on the tank a little bit and up over the bars, and seems to handle pretty good. Like I say, it's not going to be a full-on race bike for you, but it'll do the trick if you want to go out there and play around. I'd just like to thank Eagle Rock Indian again for hosting these rides. They really help us out and let everybody get a chance to take these bikes out and see what they're really like. I encourage you to go and check one out yourself. There's my little KLR all sitting all lonely in the parking lot there, waiting for me to come home. Anyway, I'd just like to thank you guys for watching, and take care and ride safe. Thanks.